say.
Welcome to Birdistan, the YouTube channel.
Yes.
This is our expert Kirti De Silva and I am Max De Silva. Today we are discussing about a bird which is very rare to be seen all over India
Yes,
and mischievous in fact.
it is
Indian Grey Hornbill.
Indian Grey Hornbill.
Some of you people may be aware of the Hornbill festival. No one must be aware about the Indian Grey Hornbill. People are only familiar with one hornbill, but what are the second one now, which you have a chance of seeing yourself in the cities?
Yes, you can spot them also in the cities. Now, Grey Hornbill, how do you know when you see it?
Well, you know it because it is grey, of course.
Yes.
Then the beak is black with yellow on. I'll explain the proper terms. Upper mandible is black while the lower mandible is yellow.
Now, mandible is the beak, right?
Yes,
Big beak.
the upper half and the lower half. Okay?
Yeah.
And then they have got red eyes in the males. Females have.
Brown eyes.
And they have got eyelashes and the casque is short and pointed. Females have no casque or
Oh,
some
very
have.
small. Yeah.
Some have, some don't.
A casque is the part that is why they are called horn, because the part that is above the beaks that juts out, longer one in the males, and females will have shorter casque. That is why you know which is a male and which is a female, because these differences are there between them. Otherwise their dimorphism is hardly noticeable. So to know between the male and the female the difference, you have to look at the casque size. If the casque is properly grown, it is a male, and if it is not properly grown, it can be also a juvenile. So juveniles and females look similar because the female size of the bird can be smaller in comparison to the
They
males.
measure 61 centimeters and they weigh 375 grams.
Also, they can live up to
30 to 35 years.
Yes.
And one thing, the belly is pale white and the upper parts have got a faint supercilium on them.
What is a supercilium, Max?
It's basically a line.
Where is this the line?
Like, remember the eye strap? That's the supercilium.
Okay.
So basically, it's a line on the bird.
Okay. So supercilium is anywhere around the eyes. All right.
And also, they have got high wing load, making it hard for them to fly. So they flap with a lot of intensity and power, but we do not know how well they fly. But we do know that it's hard for them to fly.
It is hard for them because it looks like they have to flap down all the way and then raise it again. So it is easy to spot Indian Grey Hornbill while it is in flight in comparison to any other birds that you will see.
You cannot
in the
mistake
cities.
it with a raptor or bird of prey because it's got white tips on its wings.
Towards the edges.
Yes, when they're flying, the edges are tipped white and it looks like fingers.
Yes, it does look like fingers.
So
They're
there's
feathers.
no way you can mistake it now, even in flight or perching.
And in flight, their body, in fact, the remaining plumage looks dark brown with white edges all.
And also you can see the beak also while they fly.
True. The beak is really massive.
And they make
Enormous
a
size.
squealing sound like that of a black kite.
Yes, at times we are blessed to have a Indian Grey Hornbill in our locality. It was recently spotted by Max, our
Yes,
young bird.
I identified it in the mid-air.
He actually did that, and we are not making it up. There are pictures that we took. We were amazed to see it. When you as a birder will spot it, you will be dumbstruck. Literally, you will be dumbfounded. You will be spellbound by the sheer look
You'll
of
be
it.
thinking this is something inhumane, something not
Something
Earthish.
alien-like you will see
Or
compared to other birds.
If a person does not know that's a hornbill, let's say it's an unearthly thing.
Yeah, an earthly thing for sure. So first time that was our experience. We definitely experienced that. So to spot it once again, they are long, 61 centimeters long bird, full-fledged bird.
Tail is medium sized, then the
Tail
wings.
is and tip of the tail is
And
white.
also very slender. The body is actually very small than
Curvy
their
and
head.
slender. Yes.
The beak is really
They have a
massive.
good length of neck.
Very slim.
Slim, and for some reason house crows, etc. do not like them around, so they all start chasing them out. That's what they do. Their squeal sound is so unique, almost similar to the black
It's
kite,
only one sound only. It doesn't make any other sound. Not
but
yet
it's very difficult to imitate it for us. where all can we find Indian Grey Hornbill, Max?
It's not yet determined, but it's safe to say they're sporadic in India.
They are spotted sporadically.
Sporadic must be a hard term for our viewers to understand. Basically, it means something which comes once in a while.
Yeah.
There are chances it can come, chances it cannot come. So basically, it's not
They are not
undetermined.
They are not regularly spotted by birders or by people around, but sometimes they just appear. It's difficult to determine what are the areas exactly where they are found more in numbers.
Also, the population count is also not done, but it maybe 10,000 or maybe even lesser than 7,500. No one knows. It could be even more also.
So they are so rare to spot, and no record has been kept well to know what exactly is the population number, how many of them are there, and where exactly they are nesting. To know more about how many numbers they are there. They are native to India, so they are resilient.
One thing is for
birds of
sure,
India.
if you want to know nest in area, they nest in suburban areas in tall avenue trees and in wild massive trees again.
Right, and they are mostly found in trees, not on grounds, because that is where higher elevated
They occasionally
levels.
come down to ground for fallen fruit and dust bathing, but that's for later. We can continue.
They do dust bathing. I'm yet to see even a video of them dust bathing, because that would be interesting, because it's a enormous size of bird that could do dust bathing. So it would be interesting to see them. How do they
We
do?
have only seen
You
sparrows.
Yeah, you
doing
can
dust
imagine
bathing.
sparrows doing it, or smaller birds, green bee eaters doing it, but a hornbill, grey hornbill, of that size, doing it with its horns and everything cast, it would be a good sight, definitely a good sight to experience that. So the habitat is not determined yet, but we definitely have them in Maharashtra, near the Western Ghats. Western Ghats are definitely the coast along the western side of India. So here we spot them. Here, whenever people see, they are amazed by the look of it. So it frequents.
It has
once in a
gathered
while.
a lot of attention.
It does gather a lot of
Every
attention.
time people, if every time in a public area, one person sees it, and cars at the side
Cameras
of the
go.
road go there, people for no reason in start rushing just to take pictures of it. It somehow, and they all have good cameras for some reasons. As a people, they were waiting for it, but they get surprised, and they always seem to have the equipment. They always seem him to be very interested. People literally think it's something unique. They have not seen it before.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, Max. So, give us some information about what do Indian Grey Hornbills eat. What do they feed on?
They eat scorpions,
Oh, wow.
vertebrates, reptiles, small birds.
Small
The
birds.
small bird of choice, young birds during packet.
Okay.
Very tiny chance that could be an adult also. Who knows?
Okay. So they can eat nestlings of other birds. You said?
Yes, primarily nestlings of small birds.
Okay. So they have vast choices when it comes to
Yes.
food.
Probably people would think that the hornbill's beak is specialized for fruit. It's not specialized for fruit. It's specialized for ripping flesh
Wow.
and breaking skin down.
I'm happy that they also eat scorpions, because I don't like scorpions. So there is some predator.
They
that is
also eat
preying on them.
toxic fruit of certain plants,
Okay, toxic.
which
fruits
are
is
normally
right.
not eaten by other birds.
Okay, that's unique about them. So their diet is quite diverse, and it's definitely omnivorous, because they can eat so many things, right? Perfect. Now let's discuss the nesting habits and mating season for Indian Grey Hornbills.
The mating season is January to March.
January to March, okay. And the nesting season starts, or the breeding season starts from April to June, right,
Yes.
Max? Yes. Their nesting is pretty unique when we talk about how they make their nest and how they take care of the young.
The female usually completely confines herself in a avenue tree or large massive tree in a tree hole. These tree holes are selected by both the sexes. Okay, so sometimes they excrete already existing tree hole, the usefulness.
Right.
Okay, so Now, when the female goes inside, the male starts sealing it up with hard pellets.
Okay.
Okay, while the female just excrete and saliva to seal it. So
From
to seal
inside.
it, we leaving only a vertical slit for the male to feed it.
Right.
The female also molds its feathers to accommodate. It molds the feathers.
So let me just explain this properly.
Yes.
What happens is when they want to make a nest before the breeding, the male and the female will both build a nest. The male will build it from outside and the female is doing it from the inside. They usually choose a hollow tree. It can be existing hollow or they will make one. And the female will be going inside the hollow part and it will be covering the hole from inside with its excreta and saliva while leaving only a thin slit to just receive food from the male.
So,
and the male is using mud or the soil pellets from outside to seal it from outside, just leaving that slit so that it can transfer food.
And also the female loses feathers drastically.
Yeah, to make space inside the nest because and also to incubate the eggs. Egg numbers can be between 1 to 5 at a time, and then female will remain inside this hollow nest for the period till it does the incubation complete.
Yes.
That's quite a process.
So
right?
what is the incubation period in that case?
Incubation period, I have not read about it. I don't know how many days it is.
Yeah, so let's move on. So the when the female, which is molted, do you know that was a simple trick to come out?
Okay. Yeah.
When the chicks may get mature, the female's molting starts at just grown the feathers fully, causing the seal to burst.
Right, right.
So the maturity and the molting are planned well.
Yes, so it is such a methodical way of going about it that once the chicks are maturing and the female also starts regaining its own feathers, then the nest will automatically burst open because they have all become too big for the nest area, and that is when it is all complete. While they are all in, the male will keep fetching food and transferring it to the female.
Yes.
So it's a rigorous process that Indian Grey Hornbills follow for their nesting and to breed their young ones. There are no known threats to the bird from other birds. That is, other predatory birds may not attack Indian Grey Hornbill. Also,
even man-made threats also are unknown because the population count isn't really done. No one knows whether they are in decline or not. But some people may think it's in decline, but that depends.
So while other birds may not target Indian Grey Hornbill as a small bird that they target to kill or eat on or prey on, but groups of crows, a flock of crows or other birds can get threatened by the presence of the hornbill, and they might try to eliminate it from a territory.
The Indian Grey Hornbill is to live in pairs of flocks, so normally did not get attacked, but the one we saw was alone, so it was vulnerable to attack by crows.
I know all of the crows that were around that day, they literally were trying to get it.
I could also see some red-vented bulbuls also sitting on the same tree, trying too close by, as if something was going on.
Yeah. So there are no predators as such for the hornbill, a grey hornbill, but habitat loss could be a reason why they are not that commonly spotted here.
Yes, but the stats may come out in the future, so until then we can just safely say least concern.
That is what is the status that is mentioned, whether it is on Wikipedia or any other source online.
Probably every source says least concern.
Least concern, but I'm not too sure whether they have the data of their population numbers or not, because they don't seem to have much information on the status of the population in terms of numbers, or where exactly the concentrated population of this bird can be found.
They still are going with least concern because it is because of the wide habitat, and the habitat has not been lost much.
Yeah,
it could have been put in near threatened if its habitat was actually less, but since it's found almost in all of India, they are safe to say that, but they are not safe with numbers, and they're safe with what's happening with it currently.
Now, Max, we discussed about the dust bathing
habit
of Indian Grey Hornbill.
Dust bathing is basically a leisure activity where a bird tries to bathe in dust. Basically,
like somebody goes in the water and dips out, the birds try to dip in the dust and try to shake it off.
they basically keep putting dust, they keep shaking the wings a lot and their head.
Yeah.
So you can and try with sparrows, just put some brown and fine brown dust on the ground and probably they may come or not come. That depends. I've only seen it once a day, a breeding flock of sparrows, that's all.
Yes, I think during summer it is more common for them,
It's
for us to see it.
maybe just all your round manner. Birds are does be normally on mud, which is soaking wet in.
Yeah, I know.
They, they normally bathe on fine, smooth soil which has a lot of
Dusty.
fine particles in it.
True, loose soil. So it would be, like I said, it would be quite a sight to see that. Also, Indian grey hornbills are known to come down on the ground to pick fruits and go up.
They're not very well known to do that, but they can do it occasionally, even though they are tree living animals. They are arboreal.
They're
Arboreal
arboreals.
means a certain organism which tries its best to live on a tree and permanently lives, so it still continues to go on the ground for certain things. Also, the same pallets that used for making the seal also are found on the ground, not on trees.
True, so it has to collect certain
It's
things
basically strong, hard mud pallets.
that it collects from the ground. So occasionally it can come down to the ground for certain things. Otherwise, it likes to remain on higher trees.